What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Emperor's good graces and also his gaze and any other senses that the Emperor really wants you involved with, because you don't have a choice. You are part of the machine spirit. Let's get back to business. In the previous episode, we had fought a Chaos Champion, a guy with a really cool helmet. That's how you divide people apart in Warhammer 40k, who has a cool helmet and who has giant shoulder pads. And you know, I was reading up about this game, and you know, there was a little bit of, I guess, a argument among the fans about how the pauldrons were wrong on the Ultramarines' shoulders in this game because they're too low. They're set really low in this so you can see the characters' faces. They did that on purpose for branding. But in the process of doing so, they seem to have upset some of the older Vanguard and some of the more elite Space Marines players who really kind of want things to be exactly where they... Oh my god, I only pressed the shift key. I have this weird bug with my Steam overlay where if I press the shift key, sometimes it just opens up the whole thing.
Inquisitor Drogon's power source with me. We must use it to supercharge your weaponry.
The power source? The rights involved in using it safely. Only the High Fabricator himself.
Unless we act now, an entire Chaos fleet will hang over your forge world.
Understood.
That's right, Enoch. Do as you're told. I am your High Fabricator now, and I will fabricate the hell out of you if you don't do what I say. As I was saying, I have this bug where sometimes I only press the shift key and it opens my Steam overlay, even though the keys you're supposed to press are shift and then tab. Ooh, weapon crate. Let's go check that out and figure out what we got going on here. I don't know what weapon they could possibly give us at this point. Oh, a Stormbolter. Okay. I'm gonna swap the... yeah. Let's go ahead and take the Stormbolter for now. The Stormbolter is a double-barreled bolt gun with a rate of fire just shy of that of the much bulkier Heavy Bolter. Yeah, we already know what this thing does. Although, as I recall, my lore senses are kind of tingling right now. I thought you could only use a Stormbolter if you had Terminator armor on because the recoil was too great. We also haven't seen a power sword yet, which kind of disgusts me a little bit. I want a power sword. They've given us an iron halo, and the only thing that we're missing... Yay, what's up, big ship? This is gonna be a... That's how we fist bump. When you have a giant Titan, Titans fist bump by just kind of shooting each other. That's how you give them a bro fist.
Mooring clamps released. Invictus powering up now.
My battle brothers will have the gates opened shortly. Maneuver Invictus close to the topmost gantries. I'm coming aboard.
Yes, Captain.
The gantries sound like it's a super classy place to have tea and scones. Like the gantry's probably that little shelf above the head. The gantry seems like it would be right next to where the pilot would be stationed. In the captain's quarters, next to lots of mahogany stuff. If I get invited to dinner on the gantry, I would assume that I need a tuxedo. It's like a slug with a smoky anus that's now attacking me. He's using modern helicopter technology in order to attack me. I'm assuming that they used his anus as kind of... It was already in a convenient place. I guess they probably just used it as the exhaust port. Creative engineering. If you've got a hole, you might as well use it for something. I feel as though my accuracy leaves something to be wanting here. Like, I very much feel as though the accuracy of this gun is very wanting. Which may tie into what I said before about you needing Terminator armor in order to aim it properly. That was the lamest explosion ever. I feel like I deserved a bigger explosion for that. Or at least a bloodier one. It's kind of like a kind of sound. Bullets. No, those are grenades. I don't want you grenades. Nobody wants you grenades, and nobody loves you either. These are what I want. Lovely chocolate-covered bullets. I assume that my bullets are chocolate-covered because I like them better that way. Just in case you get hungry on the field. Pop one of those bad boys in your mouth, chew it up. On the plus side, they're high in iron, too. Another enormous elevator. I've noticed that they seem to situate all of their facilities around...
I have a target for you. The orbital spire.
Spire? But Captain, it is a masterwork of the machine god.
It is feeding energy into the warp gate above. If we are to stop this invasion, the spire must fall.
I understand.
Enoch, I'm gonna really need you to stop questioning me on this, bud. I feel as though... well... we're in a magical situation in which you aren't listening to me, and I've got the superior command here. I'm going to get rid of the Stormbolter for a las cannon because I don't think I can aim that very well. It's a cool gun, no doubt. It's a very cool gun, but I prefer things with a bit more precision attached to them. And what could be more precise than this enormous las cannon that we're now lugging about as though we were compensating for something?
Where must I bring the power source?
Travel across the armature to the starboard side, Captain. I will open a maintenance apps for the volcano cannon.
Protocols
My apps is always below me. God, this thing is swaying. It is swaying. Oh, there's two of them. Alright, so it's time for a Fury mode. And I'm going to let them have it. Did I get him? No, I gotta vaporize him. Otherwise he's going to be right back and messing with my armor again the second that I come out of my Fury mode. We came out of it with full health though, which is really, really good. The swing of this thing is really... Well, maybe it would have been better for me to... Yeah. It's becoming difficult to aim here. I don't guess there's any cover, is there? Nope, they put a lovely clipping plane right there that I can't get by. Nothing says love and tender care like a clipping plane. Now that we've killed off that final group of Slugbutts, let's get on over here and see what we can do to make life a little bit easier for our friends. Or our acquaintances, I guess. They're Imperial Guard. They're not our friends. They're our subordinates, to be ordered around in the Emperor's glory.
Power source successfully integrated.
Target the orbital spire.
Target acquired.
Firing now.
Sire, preserve us.
It's a hell of a laser.
Ejecting power core. Shutting down all systems.
Captain, all systems are overloading. Did it work?
Invictus performed admirably, Enoch. The warp gate is closing.
Thank the machine god.
Shutting down all systems.
Hey guys, how is it you guys always miss all the good parties? Could have used some covering fire back there, pal. Buddy old pal, guy, friend, amigo.
Done in Titus.
But Nemeroth and his demon host still roam free,
Though he is trapped on this world.
and all the more desperate to recover the power source. We must get it to safety, old friend.
Good news on that front. Lieutenant Mirror reports that the Liberation Fleet has entered the system. The Inquisition will surely have sent agents with the fleet, Captain. Perhaps we can return the device to them.
The Inquisition has already failed to stop its exploitation by Chaos. No one must use the device, Leandros, ever again. Contact Lieutenant Mira and have her divert a Valkyrie here to pick us up.
Yes, Captain.
I suppose putting a bolt around through that damnable power source is out of the question.
Too risky. We could open another warp gate, for all we know. Upon our return to Macragge, I will confide it to the chapter master and his librarians.
And until then,
My most trusted brother will bring it to our strike cruiser and seal it in the armory.
The Inquisition definitely seems to have used up a lot of their brownie points in this situation.
Get this damn thing secured, Sergeant.
as quickly as I can. What will you be doing while I run this little errand?
There are still thousands of traitors and heretics on this world. I intend to drastically thin their ranks.
Lieutenant Mira's Valkyrie is on its way, Captain.
Excellent. We make for the landing pad. And watch for the Chaos Lord's forces.
If we thin them too far along their rank, though, all you're going to have left is a really, really long and thin file. I do think we should divert some energy towards working on the file as well. I don't want to be picky. I don't want to be overly picky. But that's a lot of hooks. I'm assuming they're doing a lot of things related to lifting around here. That or there's a lot of piratery occurring and they just like to hang those up before they go to bed or something. I don't see anything too suspicious. There it is. I knew it.
Retrieve the warp device. Sidonis, get to the landing pad.
Aye, Captain.
That is a lot of Chaos Marines. This is a new phenomenon for me. This is not something that I am accustomed to. Well, I suppose we get the las cannon going. And if I can make headshots, we can make quick work of all of them. That'll make my life a lot easier. Wow, this would be a really nasty ambush if you didn't have, like, the proper, like, assume that you brought your... Let's just think for a minute that maybe you weren't thinking and you just brought your hammer with you this entire time. Like, what would you do in the case that you only had the thunder hammer? And that grenade pretty much tapped out all my shields. But it's okay. Oh no, there's another one right... Oh, there's a couple more. Yeah, I can't be having plasma launchers and things like all up in my grill right now. God, he is putting down some fire. Some unholy fire. Did I get him? Alright. Where did those even come from? Hold on a second. Oh, nade, purple nade. The most royal of all nades. Let's grab ourselves some ammunition, which will be nice in the future. Assume, though, that you, just for a second, that you brought the thunder hammer with you for that fight. You would be toast. Like, how would you even clear that with the thunder hammer? That means you would have to use the pistol and the bolter to kill that many guys. And I got lucky. They decided to focus on Leandros. If they hadn't focused on Leandros, I like how they all fell down the identical same way dead. For a game that uses ragdoll, that seems really unlikely. Still, maybe they default. I've seen some games where after they ragdoll, they default to initial positions when you pan your camera away, so maybe that's what happened. Couple more Chaos friends down and in here who appear to be shooting each... Oh, that's the sergeant. Let's go help him.
These traitors are determined, and this landing pad does not offer much cover.
Well, there's a little. I mean, for them, once they start attacking us, once we're trying to get on the boat. On the Valkyrie, if I wanted to lend more specificity to the particular equipment that we were going to use. Ooh, right in the dome, man. How are you going to walk into that one? That was like the definition of a blindside. A sucker punch with a plasma gun. And the moment I get up here, they're going to rush me.
Sidonis! At last! No! Such a pretty bauble, hiding such immense power. This device is a gift from the Chaos Gods. It holds the key to my evolution, to my ascension to immortal demonhood. My armies will spill humanity's blood across the stars. You continue to resist my touch. Only a deep connection to the warp can explain this. Will you be joining us soon, brother?
Reach him in time.
Sidonis died as we all should. In righteous battle. Do not give in to grief, Leandros. Turn your thoughts to vengeance. Nemeroth will pay in blood.
Well, first things first. That guy's apparently trying... Oh, man. And of course. Well, at least we've got some crates. Some conveniently placed crates. So I suppose Nemeroth is attempting to ascend to the demon hood, which doesn't seem like a great idea, because demons are bad enough, so I can only assume that, like, the demon hood really, really sucks, like, once you get there. It's probably pretty rough in the demon hood. I need you to die. And we just have to assume that that grenade's not going to do too much damage. Peek out for just a moment to shoot a couple more guys. And lastly, I resist your touch because it looked like Nemeroth chewed on a chainsaw. It really looks as though that's comprised, like the last 50 to 40% of his dinners was either chainsaws and or maces. Or maybe like a chainsaw mace. That is a lot of little dudes. They're trying bum rush tactics. Just kind of throwing their lives away. I guess they're the Imperial Guard version of Chaos, so they might as... Oh, I should probably kill off some of these dudes who are just like hanging out. Let me see if I can squeeze off around here somewhere. Ow! That was unpleasant. That did not tingle as much as I would have preferred it to. That was woefully untingly. I do not feel refreshed or effervesced. I feel mostly shocked and pained. And so there's our last target right there. Luckily, with the facing, I have to hold my breath when grenades go off, otherwise I feel like I'm gonna die. He's stunned. Let's close off that final gate, and then we'll kill off these last few remaining stragglers. Ooh, bad luck for you, pal. You walked right into that one. I wasn't even aiming at you. You were just kind of an ancillary casualty. Collateral damage. Thy name is you. I'm going to put a las cannon round on that guy. And there it is, because I don't feel like... Oh, God. We have some serious problems right now. 2 Chaos Champions? God. And a plasma cannon in the background. I don't see this ending well for us. Because that means I can't stop to execute either of these brutes either. We're almost out of ammo for everything useful as well. Get rid of him, and I think I'm going to focus a little bit of attention. Looks like they're leaking some kind of fumes. No, sir. No. No. And so, being out of ammo for just about everything, we've now got to make some important tactical decisions. Like, mainly whether we want to use our Fury mode. I'm going to sprint to get away from the plasma fire, and I saw ammo crates over here, so let's loot the hell out of these. Which may get us into trouble. But I need you to no longer exist. So now that you are vaporized... These dudes really just are... They got a pretty good suit of armor on them. I'm not even positive we're getting through. I just can't get through to you, Chaos Space Marine. How can I get through to you? We do have some more plasma rounds. Will those get through to you? No, those won't get through to you either. That's unfortunate, because I'd really like to have a serious conversation with you. But I feel like you're just incapable of discussion. Nothing, huh? Alright, well I guess we'll do this the old I see blood chunks! I see blood chunks! It'll work out! And now we will fight him for supremacy. And the Emperor. And vengeance. And all that other grimdark stuff. Let's go have another look around for any ammunition that might be remaining on the battlefield, because that really kind of tapped us out. The las cannon, like 4 rounds left for that.
Valkyrie on approach.
For having a giant hand put through him, he looks like he's in decent shape. At least there's something to bury.
Captain Titus, we're ready to transport you.
Well then, transport me away.
The Sergeant.
The traitor lord murdered him. Nemeroth killed Sidonus for the power source. You said the Inquisitor's work was heretical, Leandros. You were right.
What do you mean?
Nemeroth plans to use the power source to trigger his transformation into a demon prince.
Abomination!
How can we stand against such a creature?
I will kill Nemeroth when he's most vulnerable. During the transformation. Safeguard Sidonus until the apothecary arrives. Then join the Imperial attack.
Going alone is suicide. Or worse, we know the enemy takes great interest in your connection to Chaos.
Do you fear my falling to chaos?
Of course not. Whatever lies behind your resistance, it can only be to the enemy's favor.
Why? Perhaps this resistance can get you close enough for a killing blow.
I will destroy Nemeroth with skill and steel, or die trying. If this resistance comes into play during battle, so be it.
So be it.
Things are definitely sort of heating up a little bit.
I must reach the orbital spire.
Farewell, Captain.
I never noticed this entire time that he had a robot arm. I just noticed that he had a robot arm. We've been playing now with Sidonus for how long? I mean, we've been playing with Sidonus a lot, and I know you guys are going to make jokes. We've been with Sidonus for a while, and I never noticed that he had a robot arm. It just seems like one of those major characteristic features that you might notice if indeed you knew the guy. I think I'm going to break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Warhammer 40k Space Marine. That one definitely heated up, and we got lucky with our equipment choices. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode, which I keep saying that I can only assume it's going to be the conclusion. But in this case, it doesn't appear to be so. So I'll see you guys there. Take care out there, everybody.